Hey, welcome to Demos on the Radio. I'm All My Knives.
And I'm Torraine Futurum.
And we're two friends who are both independent musicians, writing, recording, and producing our own music. We're making this show to play each other our demos and discuss the music making process in a way that's candid but constructive, encouraging, and entertaining.
And sexy.
And sexy. And on today's show, we're discussing a song, artist, or album that made us want to start making music. Stick around.
Pass me the chord and turn it up slow. From the back of the car, we're playing our demos on the radio. Playing our demos on the radio. Playing our demos on the radio.
Hi, Torraine.
Hi.
It's our first episode.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. It is. We are, well, before we get to the theme, I know we're discussing a song, artist, or album that made us want to start making music. Mm-hmm. But since it's the inaugural episode, do we want to maybe say a little bit about our hopes and dreams for the show, our fears?
God, I'm so afraid of having hopes and dreams.
They're vital. They're necessary. I have fears, but I have a hope for the show.
My only hope is I am hoping that it helps us, connect to our true passion and keep us both like locked into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe hopefully inspire others to also stick to the thing that gets them out of bed.
Right. Right.
Take yourself seriously, even if you're, it's not the thing that pays your bills.
Yeah. That's a really important point. It's related to what my hope also is for the show, which is, since it's demos on the radio, I hope it exposes people to music that's not like a polished product. I don't think most people ever really engage with music before it's finished.
Yeah. Unless it leaks.
Unless it leaks, exactly. And usually those people are mega fans or are musicians themselves. But I kind of hope the show is interesting to people who wonder like how a song gets made.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it might be, like you said, encouraging. If you are a music maker, I think there's so often this vast gulf between your first attempts at making music and what you listen to.
Absolutely.
And that can feel so daunting.
It can be intimidating, discouraging, all of that. And
I remember the few times in like early days of the internet and YouTube when I would come across a demo from a band I liked and how encouraging that felt. Because half the time they sounded, not to be rude, but they sound rough. Demos can sound rough. And then you hear the finished song. And it's encouraging to realize, oh, this band that's playing on the radio didn't always sound that way.
And also how far even like a professional musician making a demo, if you are making a song, when you hear that early demo and you realize how much a song can change. Yeah. So many songs start on like guitar or piano with like a couple of loops and you can't even imagine what they'll turn into.
Right.
And I think that's really important.
Absolutely.
For people to understand how these things come together.
Absolutely. And I think both of us would probably describe ourselves more as songwriters first than producers. And that's something that I also wondered about, like, when does it count as having written a song? And I think the answer is actually quite early on in the process. Artists will frequently say, for my album, I wrote 50 songs, but that doesn't mean that they wrote 50 perfectly produced, mastered, finished songs. Yeah. They're sketches.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be showing each other our sketches.
Yeah. And honestly, that's the funnest part for me.
It is. For me too.
Like when the ideas like start to exist.
Exactly.
It's so fucking exciting.
Exactly.
I struggle with finishing things.
Right. So do I. I think finishing is one of the hardest parts. But here we get to like kind of let the sketches shine for a minute. That's fun.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Playing our demos on the radio.